If there's one thing that's always full of wonder, it's Mother Nature and all her creations. Despite living in this world for millennia, there's still so much to see and discover what the Earth has to offer. Among these amazing creations are the flora and fauna that are present in the world. There are over 7 million species of plants and animals on our planet, according to the best estimate made by biologists. And one of the most curious phenomena exhibited by such is their ability to change colors. With plants, it's understandable since it may partly be due to the climate, soil, and amount of sunlight they receive. But color-changing animals are quite exceptional in their own rights. Hello guys, what have you been up to lately? And welcome back once again to our channel, where the topic of today's video is mind-blowing color-changing animals in the world. So if you're curious to know more, make sure to watch until the end. Before we get right to it, kindly give this video a like and subscribe to our channel with the notification bell on so you won't miss any of our new releases. And with that out of the way, let's get to it. Before we share with you the list of these animals, let's take a look at why animals change their color in the first place. Why do they change their colors? Many factors make animals change their colors and adapt to their surroundings, and some of them are as follows. Survival. Nature follows the circle of life, so it's only natural that there's also an accompanying food chain and hierarchy among animals. A lot of predators disguise themselves and blend in with the surroundings, waiting for their prey to fall into their traps, which is a common occurrence among animals. Similarly, a prey will adapt to the surroundings to avoid being killed and eaten. Thermoregulation. Some animals change color depending on the climate and outside temperature. It's a result of their bodies trying to maintain temperature or absorb more of it, depending on the animal's needs at the time. Mating. It is also a well-known fact that some animals change color to attract a mating partner, and bright colors attract more attention from their possible mate. How do animals change their colors? Animals have a different way of how they change their colors, and it's different for most of them. For example, fishes can't change their color the same way insects do since their anatomy is different from each other. However, some animals may share the same mechanism of changing colors, like cephalopods and the famous chameleon. These two different animals have chromatophores, which are cells that contain various types of pigment located on the 3 outer layers of the skin, with each layer containing pigments corresponding to different colors. The chromatophores also use reflective plates to change their hue under different lights, and of course, they may emit different shades and tints depending on the light. For some animals, changing their color can be done quickly, while others may take some time to change theirs, and it's dependent on a lot of factors as well. And now, we proceed with the list of animals that make mind-blowing color changes. Jackson's chameleon. Of course, starting today's list is the chameleon, which is the most famous color-changing animal there is. Scientifically known as Trioceros jacksoni, chameleons have a superficial layer in their skins that contain pigments. Under the layers are cells with guanine crystals. Chameleons change color by changing the space between the guanine crystals, which changes the wavelength of light reflected off the crystals, which changes the color of the skin. Scientists have reported that the key factor for their color-changing abilities is because they can tune the distances between nanoscale crystals in their skin that reflect light, creating a spectrum of colors. These animals actually change their colors based on their moods and do not necessarily blend in with their surroundings. Chameleons are native to the African countries of Kenya and Tanzania, and can adopt between 10 to 15 different hues, but their original color changes from green, with some variations having yellow and blue patches. Mimic Octopus. Next on the list belongs to the cephalopods family, scientifically known as Thamoctopus mimicus, or the Mimic Octopus. These creatures can be found around the Australian and Asian coastlines, where it is possible to find them at a maximum of 37 meters deep. We've said before that cephalopods have chromatophores, or color-changing cells, that cover their skin. Because of this feature, the Mimic Octopus can change and adapt its colors to the surroundings in a swift manner by expanding or contracting the cells. For a Mimic Octopus to change colors, it can take several minutes for its transformation to be complete. Aside from changing colors, this marvelous sea creature can also change its texture by using small regions in its skins called papillae. It can also mimic and adopt the colors of almost 20 different marine species and their shapes as well. Peacock flounder. Up next, we have the peacock flounder, a type of fish that's found in the western Atlantic Ocean from Florida, Bermuda, and the Bahamas south to Brazil. It's characterized by its flat body and is known to use its fins to crawl on the ocean floor rather than swim for stealth purposes. Like many other animals, the peacock flounder changes its color so it can avoid being eaten by its predators, which include crabs, moray eels, stingrays, sharks, and bluefish. At the same time, they use their color-changing abilities to sneak up and hunt their prey. Scientists have recorded that the peacock flounder is able to change its color within 8 seconds. Flamboyant cuttlefish. Also included in today's list is the flamboyant cuttlefish that inhabits the Pacific and Indian Oceans. Scientifically known as Metasapia piferari, they live in sand and swamp areas and are considered poisonous because of the toxins found on their skin. The flamboyant cuttlefish's default color is brown, but they're able to change their color quickly to bright red when threatened, which signifies their predators that they are poisonous. Aside from that, they can also use their color changing to camouflage themselves in their environment. To do this, their skin contains 75 chromatic components, which allow up to 100 different color patterns. Caribbean reef squid. Continuing with the list is the Caribbean reef squid, or scientifically known as Scipioidea. Simply called a reef squid, it's a species of small torpedo-shaped squid with undulating fins that extend nearly the entire length of the body. Based on the name, it's located in the Caribbean Sea as well as the coast of Florida. Like the flamboyant cuttlefish and mimic octopus, it's capable capable of very rapid color changes, and like most of those species, it really doesn't use those for camouflage. Instead, various flashing colors and patterns seem to be a communication method. Australian giant cuttlefish. Another sea creature that makes it to today's list is the Australian giant cuttlefish, or Sepia apama. Commonly called the giant cuttlefish, it is native to the southern coast of Australia, from Brisbane in Queensland to Shark Bay in Western Australia, and can be found on seagrass beds, sand and mud sea floor, and rocky reefs to a depth of 100 meters. It is the world's largest cuttlefish, growing to 50 centimeters 20 inches in mantle length, and over 10.5 kilograms or 23 pounds in weight. Like other cephalopods, it uses its chromatophores to change its color instantly. Usually, it uses its amazing color changing abilities for camouflage, but when attracting a mate, it shows off with bold zebra stripes, neon blue and green accents, and a series of undulating waves of color that look like shadows passing over it. European flounder. Next, we have the European flounder, Flatifis fleeces. This creature is a type of fish and uses camouflage in different ways. They use their build and color to hide under the sand. Aside from that, they also do this to hide from their potential predators and have the ability to mimic the color of the seabed. The European flounder can be found some 100 meters deep into the water of the Mediterranean and the Black Sea. Carolina anole lizards. Now we go back to the land animals because the next one is the Carolina anole lizards, which are native to the United States. But there are also records of this creature being present in some Central American islands and Mexico. Scientifically named Anolis carolinensis. This lizard's default color is a bright green, but when threatened, they quickly change their color to dark brown and use chromatophores to change their colors. Yellow crab spider. Next, we have the yellow crab spider, an arachnid native to North America. Named Misumena vetia, this spider measures between 4 to 10 millimeters, with their body somewhat flattened with their legs long and separated, which makes them resemble more of a crab than spiders. This yellow spider crab usually comes in the color brown, white, and light green. You can find the yellow crab spider on colorful flowers, where it changes its color to bright yellow and or white, allowing the spider to be unseen by visiting insects to the flower. Sleek unicorn fish. Finally, last but not least, we have another fish entry in today's list, and it's the sleek unicorn fish, scientifically named as Nasohexacanthus. This fish can be found in the coral reefs of the Pacific and Indian Oceans and grows to about 50 centimeters in length. This fish is characterized by its relative long horn on the front, which earns him his name, as well as scalpel sharp horns at the rear. Unicorn fish are chameleon fish that can change colors very fast. These rapid color changes occur during the wedding march, when it comes to seducing their partner, during the night to camouflage, during a confrontation with other species, and when it's getting cleaned. Thus, the sleek-skinned Naso goes from a dark to a light shade when it's being inspected by race cleaners. And with that, we're concluding today's episode of mind-blowing color-changing animals in the world. Hopefully you learned a lot and enjoyed today's video. Tell us in the comments below which animal was your favorite among those we listed. Thanks for watching today's video, and don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to our channel with the notification bell on so you won't miss on our latest uploads. Until then, we'll see you in the next episode.